Are you tired of being stung by outrageous nail prices? Well, you don't have to worry about that at Queen Bee Nail Hive. Contact Queen Bee herself, servicing the Tampa Bay area. 813-414-1405. That's 813-414-1405. Queen Bee Nail Hive. Come be pollinated. This week's episode is sponsored by Dollhouse of Tampa Salon and Studio, where the inner doll is created. Styling services they offer are sew-ins, quick weaves, relaxers, facial waxing, eyelash extensions, and much, much more. It's time for you to find your inner doll. Contact Selena today, serving the Tampa Bay and surrounding areas of Florida. And make sure you follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. And you are not going to want to miss next week's episode of Spiritually Speaking. We have a special guest, Ron E. Jefferson, host of Fire the Gospel Experience. He's the extraordinaire radio host that will be joining us next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the KP Media TV network. Join us, won't you? Stay in love.
This is the time.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you with 100% free coaching at your service. Raw, real enlightenment at its best. Let's go. Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show, where we provide you with 100% free coaching at your service. Raw, real enlightenment at its best. Soul food with a twist. So come on in, enjoy the ride. Welcome to the Right Along with Vanessa morning show. We have a great topic for you guys today. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I know I did. I had a chance, hot dog, and I told you guys we were going somewhere. So I put them in the duffel bag, so to speak, right next to me in the passenger side. And we drove to Mississippi to visit my family, and we had just a great time with the family. And it was just good just to put your eyes on them, you know what I mean, with all the stuff that's going on in 2020. Oh my goodness, so it was just a great time just to get away, and spend time with my family. So that enriched my soul immensely. It really did. So come on in, guys, enjoy the ride. We have a lot to talk about today, and as you can see, it's overcast today because, believe it or not, tropical Florida does experience some type of weird winter. But for a woman of a particular age, this type of weather, it's like springtime to us. So it's like spring. Lovely. So I'm almost at my spot. Oh my goodness. Yes. Look at this ocean. The vastness of the ocean. Who knew this time last year when I would come out here and just stare at the ocean? Who knew that I would be living here? It's just amazing how things just kind of just happen, right? How they just kind of happen. So I'm parked, I am positioned, and I'm ready. Okay, so today, you guys know it's Friday, so we have to do our Friday song. So we're going to do the Friday song, and let's get started, shall we? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. Yay! Things are going my way. Things are going my way. Things are going your way. It is fun, fantastic, funky Friday. The Right Along with Vanessa morning show. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. How you guys doing? Hey, Mama. My mother's like, she's like one of my biggest fans, if you want to call it a fan or something. She's like, I just want to watch the show. I just want to watch the show. So she got her a Roku television, and we got internet set up in the house, so so she could watch the show, and of course her Lifetime stuff. How you guys doing? Great. You guys know, and you know what? It's Christmas time. It's it's December, new month, and you know, this year has just flown by so quickly, so quickly. Yeah. He want to go. He want to go play, but it's raining, and you don't realize that, but he'll be all right. So it's Christmas time. So guys know I give away 10 free books a month, up to 10 free books, whoever requests them. So go out to vanessaklinger.com, click the button, put the information in on where you want your book to be sent to you, and I'll send a book to you. And I really highly encourage you to go out and get and request first of all. I'd say, like if you want to take advantage of all three of them, like in 3 months in a row, you know, I highly encourage you to go out first, request time to transform, right? This is really going to help you, especially if you're in a situation, especially, since we're, rolling into 2021 and it's going to be a new year and you just want to change the trajectory of your life. This book will do it. Sure will. That'll work. Let me let this up, because there you go. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, hot dog. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for protecting me from the working men. Yeah, the good boy. Sit down. Okay, so, and then the next month, I encourage you to purchase or just request. Is that all you got? Bring it, and then hello, Grace. Right. You take all these books and put them together. You be like, okay, so that's why Vanessa the way she is. Yes, I have lived, honey. I have lived. So let me say hello to some people. I know, boo boo. Let me say hello to some people here. See if I can see them. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Hello, Elisa, my love. Hello, 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 Denise. Hello, hello, hello. Namaste, everybody. I bow to the divine presence in each and every one of you. So, guys, we are going to pay some bills, and then we're going to get started on today's topic, the handoff. And it's dedicated to my late uncle. And when you guys hear it, you'll understand why. But it's a great word. It's healing. It was healing to me as I was writing it. So let me go up here, and we're going to pay some bills, and we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Vanessa Klinger here, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. Would you like to be a guest on our talk show, Spiritually Speaking, with my co-host, Michelle Massey Washington? Well, go out to the website, www.vanessaklinger.com, complete the form, and your sponsorship includes a guest spot. We look forward to meeting you and highlighting your product, service, or event. Stay in love. Hello, everyone. I am Vanessa Klinger, your intuitive life strategist and life coach motivator. And you're not going to want to miss tomorrow's episode of Spiritually Speaking. While the great Michelle Massey Washington is in recovery, we have August Crenshaw, Miss Raw Real Relentless herself, host of the No More Trauma Summit, stopping by and joining us. We're going to talk a little bit more extensively about this great summit that she's hosting just next week. So you're not going to want to miss Spiritually Speaking. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the KP Media TV network. Join us, won't ya? Stay in love. Face tomorrow, but today is the day that you say, I will reign. I will reign. That song was written by my niece, Maya Poole, and she's going to be on the show. She's going to be on Spiritually Speaking. I think probably either Christmas weekend or the New Year's weekend. We're going to have on a show, and she's going to be sharing with us, how she got inspired to write the song. My lovely niece, Maya Pooh. Thank you, sweetie pie. Thank you, TT baby. Thank you for letting me use that as my theme song for Spiritually Speaking. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my love. Okay, 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 okay. We are getting started. How are you guys doing? Okay, we are getting started. So today, yep, what time is it? Yep, today we're going to be talking about the handoff. And this is dedicated to my late uncle, Uncle Glenn. And, you know, yeah, okay. So, scripture inspiration. And I added another scripture this morning, but it's not in the scrolling banner, but I'll read it here. But the scripture inspiration is uh Ecclesiastes 3:1-2. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose. Every purpose there's a time under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Okay. Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Then Second Kings, where is it? There it is right there. Second Kings 2:6-25. I'm not reading all that. I was gonna read. No, I'm not gonna read all that, but Second Kings 2:9. When they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, tell me what I may do for you before I am taken away from you. Elisha, he responded, you have asked a hard thing. Yet if you see me as I am being taken from you, it will be granted you. Underline that. If you see me as I am being taken from you, it will be granted you. As they continued walking and talking, a chariot of fire, of horses of fire, separated the two of them. And Elijah ascended into a whirlwind into heaven. Elisha kept watching and crying out, Father, Father, the chariots of Israel and its horsemen. But when he could no longer see him, he grasped his own clothes and tore them to pieces. Elijah went, but he told him, he said, look, if you see me as I'm being taken from you, it'll be granted you. Okay. So today we're talking about the handoff, the pain, the purpose, the passing, and the promotion. Okay. Thank you, Elisa, my love. Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, give you guys a little backstory. So when I was a little girl, right, I'm the first grandchild, right? So and my mother is the first daughter of this family, our family, the McGee family, right? So I was the first grandchild, and Uncle Glenn is one of the brothers to my mother. So with me being the first grandchild, my uncles used to babysit me, and everything, and play with me and all this kind of stuff, and when my mom worked and everything, and so she would I remember Uncle Glenn and Uncle Danny, right? And Uncle Melvin, right? So Uncle Glenn would calm down. That's Bill. Uncle Glenn would babysit me. So one night, my Uncle Glenn was babysitting me, and my mom was playing with me actually, and my mom was making a bath. And back then, sometimes you had to heat the water because it wasn't hot enough. So I'm running down the hall, mommy, 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 and Uncle Glenn was like, "I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you." And I'm running, and I'm laughing, and and I run straight to her and step into this huge pot of hot water. Now I don't remember the pain of that. I remember screaming. But I remember my mother comforting me, and I remember the joy I felt with my uncle, right? So, and he went away, grew up, he went away, went to the Navy, and he come home, and he was like, I was his biggest fan, right? So, as time evolved, he moved out to California and got married, and he was away for quite a few years actually. So, he came home. He had started preaching then. He was called, and he was sitting under some preachers and being, tutored and stuff. So he came home and he was on fire. I mean, he was just like on fire. He was like, look, I know we were brought up Baptist and all this kind of stuff. This is when and it was apostolic, and everything. So he said, okay, he said, if you want to get this power, and I mean, he was really passionate about it. And, that's why I'm telling you guys that we evolve as spiritual beings. We evolve and we expand our consciousness and know more of God, right? So he was really passionate. And my mother was like, okay, that's it. Everybody's getting baptized. So he baptized all of us in the name of Jesus, right? So, because back then there was this, this argument about this and that, and I'm not gonna get into that. We're just gonna stick to the storyline of what I'm sharing with you guys. So, went to church, baptized me in the name of Jesus. And I really believe that because as a child, I've always had this connection to spirit. I've always talked to God. I've always had this connection, right? So I was like, if that's what I need to do, I'm doing it, right? I've always been very open, right? So I also used to meditate when I was a little girl. I used to watch yoga, and sit cross-legged and, and meditate, so I've always been this type of person, right? So uh years went by, and he went back to California with his family and lived his life and everything. And and I went on to do my thing, grew up, graduated, went to Key West, started doing what I was doing, drugs, dancing, partying, having a great time, and I'll never forget, I was reminded about this yesterday too. um it was I was in Key West, and let me tell y'all something. Let me stop for a second. When your purpose, right? When your purpose starts calling you, it don't matter where you at. It's going to just keep knocking on the heart door of your heart. It's just going to keep knocking. It's going to keep knocking. So your purpose is going to keep calling you, right? It's going to keep calling you. So I was like, man, I'm so tired of doing these doggone drugs. I just want to, and I'm the type of person. I was crazy, right? So I used to do lines of cocaine, right, and read Bible scriptures. That was me, okay. I used to do that, right? And look who won, right? So I remember I was tired. I was like, man, I'm tired of doing drugs. And my heart began to just really open up. And I was just remember crying, and my mind reminded me, call Uncle Glenn. So I called Uncle Glenn. I mean, it must have been like 2 or 3 in the morning, right? High as a kite. But I was crying, and I was ready to make that shift in my life, right? So I call him and I'm crying, Uncle Glenn, I'm just so tired of, I don't want to do these drugs anymore. And I just, and he began to pray with me. And I began to speak in tongues. That's where the level I was at that time. I began to speak in tongues, and Mr. I knew it was going to be a miss today, right? Because, because you guys know that last summer, fall, I was in isolation. I was in quarantine and broke. And I couldn't, go see Uncle Glenn, go to the funeral and all that. Uh, so, uh, so he began to pray with me, right? And and I started speaking in tongues, and he started speaking in tongues too. It was a very powerful moment, right? That connection, right? And I was reminded of the connection that me and Uncle Glenn had. It was a connection. And so years went by. Of course, we lived our lives and all this and whatnot. Then I began my journey and everything, and I always stayed connected. And he come home every once in a while, every 3 or 4 years, and he even came home for a little bit to stay, but I was still in Florida, and all this kind of stuff, and then so when my sister died in 2013, he came home. He was actually home, and then she died, so he stayed another 2 weeks, right? So he was there to comfort us and everything when Cosette left us, went on to another dimension. Hey, Cos. And good day, spirit, by the way. And I remember I just was just so distraught, and I went outside, and then he was sitting outside on the porch, and I just sat on his lap. He said, "What is it?" I'm just like, and I just, put my head on his shoulder. So I have these, gosh, I have these memories, right, of my Uncle Glenn. And, you know, when I began my, if you want to call it that, ministry, but when I began my internship and all this stuff and, doing everything and teaching and doing all that, I would always talk to him and stuff and all that. So, okay, so I'm trying to, hurry up and lead into everything. So, you guys know I started 3 years ago doing this, and really just felt inspired to keep doing it. So last summer, fall, right, I wrapped up season 4, because we know season 5 was a season of reruns and clips and edited clips, inspiring clips. I mean, they were good. It was a great season. Because I was in quarantine, I was in isolation, and I had to heal myself. Okay, so last summer, fall, after I wrapped season 4, the last video I did was You Need a Glimpse. And if you guys don't know that, you go out to Facebook Watch and type in Vanessa Klinger Glimpse, and it's going to come up. It's a powerful, powerful video. And so I was in quarantine, and I couldn't call anyone. I couldn't accept any calls. Spirit said no. And then, and when it was, I knew that I had to move and shift. And I was just like, okay, I'm just going to go within. I'm going to isolate myself because I want to hear from what Spirit wants to tell me. Right. So I went deep. It was a dark night of my soul. Right. But Spirit took me there. Right. And I was deep, deep, deep. Right. And I remember I had a dream. It was the day before I had to move out. Interesting. And I was in like this classroom, and there was this projector, right? This light shining. And it was, I didn't, it was other people in there, but I didn't see them. I saw Uncle Glenn. He was on the other side. And it was as if we were waiting to be called, right? Because I was in such a deep, dark night of my soul. I was deep, right? I know what that is now. I was in the depths of waiting to be called, because I really believe that, okay, it must be my time to go. Okay, I'm all right with that, I was kind of sad I didn't get the chance to call my family, that kind of thing. But anyway, so he's sitting there and waiting to be called, and he jumps up as if someone called his name. And he walked over to me, and he shook my hand, and he took maybe 2.5 steps. And this was in late July. It's late July. And I woke up, and I knew what it was, but I couldn't tell anybody. Hey, I couldn't call my family. It was just like, no. And first of all, I didn't want to alarm anybody, but I didn't know if it was going to be 2 years, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2.5. I knew it was going to be 2.5 something, right? That he was going to, and he went behind the curtain. He was going to go, and he had been ill a little bit, going through some things, and sure enough, this was late July, in September. I think it was September. Yeah, it was right before my birthday. Yeah, I got a call, and my stepmom, because I was still, going through, right? So this is when I finally had moved into my old room at home, and my stepmom said, your cousin called and said that your Uncle Glenn had died. And, I was just in a space, and I was like, oh, okay. And I said, okay, so now I know what that dream meant. That I was for sure certain knew what it meant then, right? And so I started coming out to the beach and just staring at the ocean. And I was doing still meditating. And I started conducting my closing and forgiveness ceremonies of all the people that I've encountered through my life and my journey. And, I still really started putting closure to some things, right? Putting closure. I didn't know that I would be given this assignment, not altogether, no, but I knew that I needed to start wrapping some things up, right? So I come out here to the beach and I'd stare at the ocean and meditate and I'd cry and I'd walk and I wanted to be in California because I wanted to share what I'm sharing with you right now, but now I know why I couldn't. And I found these feathers, and I'd post it on my Facebook page and I'd share it with the family on the family page. And I looked up feathers and what they meant, and it told me, it's about, when your loved ones leave this dimension and, that they're safe and everything. And, I'm going to share this with you guys because you guys know I'm going to give it to you raw, real. Okay. He committed suicide, right? Now, we were brought up, some people brought up in the church and everything, talking about, if you kill yourself, you're going to go to hell and all this kind of stuff. I don't believe that. Okay. I don't believe none of that. Right. Because the Bible said, Jesus, if you make your bed in hell, I'm there. Wherever you go, God is there. Right. So, and this ties into the Elijah scripture, right, in 2 Kings, because he went out and it was very dramatic and frightening, right? So Uncle Glenn went out very dramatic and very frightening. But his time was done. He had completed his mission. We were in class. He was done. He walked over to me and shook my hand. And I knew then that I was being handed off and I had to pick up the baton, right? So that's why I had to end some certain relationships, end some certain things that I've been doing, and really be committed to what I was doing. And for me, I had to go through that, right? Because Spirit was saying, look, you're tainted. There's some things in your soul that in your spirit that's deficient. So we need to work it out. So I had deep rooted emotions of anger and unforgiveness and bitterness, right? I had deep issues of trying to please and want to be with people just because I had this sense of I needed to do that in order to connect to people, right? So I had to get rid of all that stuff. I had to say goodbye to all of that. And Spirit had to take me deep, and I went into the depths of my despair. I call it hell. And I had to go through that so that all of that I could face and confront all of those things, right? And that's what's going to happen to some of you. You're going to have to go through that to confront your hell, right? But make no mistake, when you go in there, you're going to come out with some keys. Because when I come out, and it was soon after. It was like, okay, so October, my birthday, I started kind of just coming out. I started being made aware of what was going on, what was happening, what had to happen, and why. Because Spirit's going to take you through something, but make no mistake, God is not going to leave you in confusion. He's going to help you. He's going to explain the why if you are obedient to go through, right? He's going to explain the why. Just trust him. Trust him. And provision will be made for you. You'll be in safety and security. And then once as you're coming out, he's going to explain to you the why. And you're going to come out with some keys, right? So I didn't know all this now, but I do it now, right? So November roll around. So Thanksgiving week, I'm telling you, I started getting sick. I had a scratchy throat. I started feeling tired just for all this COVID madness, right? So I'm sick, tired, and I stayed in bed from Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve. And I remember New Year's Eve night, I'm like, man, am I going to die tonight? I was like, I really felt that. Like, well, okay, I've done all I can do. Then I guess it's my time to go, right? So I remember texting my mama, Mama, I love you. Happy New Year. And I asked my sister, Robin, I said, take me to the hospital. And I was really sick. So as soon as I got in the car, I threw up and they took me back there, and I had a really bad headache, really bad headache. I mean, I really thought I was gonna die. And so they gave me some antibiotics and some fluids and all that, uh, and within 3 days I was better, right? So I had to go through that. Now I didn't know that I was gonna make these connections to these people and be streaming all over the world to you guys right now. I didn't know that in December. I didn't know that in July of last year. You guys know that. I was planning on just coming back and do my Facebook lives like I've been doing the last 3 years. But after I had that dream about my uncle and he shook my hand, I knew something had shifted for me. And I knew that my purpose had expanded. I knew that I was being given the sense of what I needed to do. The responsibility was being placed on me to be uh, the spiritual prophet or oracle, whatever you guys want to call it, of the family of my generation. You know, and hey, Michelle, hey, my love, namaste. I January rolled around, and this is I'm gonna close it out. January rolled around. Oh, I got time. And so I began to feel better, and I began to, get back into the groove and, had a couple of calls for some jobs, nothing panned out. And began to, be awakened. And I listened to some teachers. They would tell me about, how the planets are going, with the energy of the planets and stuff, and how this is the year of the Capricorn, and you got to put in the work, and karma's coming, and all this stuff. And that's when I was posting on my videos, karma's coming, get ready, because I really felt that in my soul. I'm like, something getting ready to happen, karma. I mean, and I began to like understand why I had to go through those things, because I was all my actions and everything was being reconciled, and tallied up, you want to call it. And so I began posting it. Karma's coming, right? Y'all, the ones of you who follow me on my Facebook page, if you go back all the way back to September last year, I started posting karma's coming. And I started telling y'all and letting y'all know what was coming, right? Okay, so January, end of January, I get a call, right? So and so they have this opening for this and that and whatnot. Are you interested? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how much? Like I had options. I was broke. Last January, so February. So they made me an offer. I got the job, right? Now I didn't know that we was getting ready to go through quarantine, right? Within 2 weeks, we started getting these whispers. 2 weeks later, we had to shift gears, and I had to hire people, set up job aids, training, all that stuff. I had to hire them, interview them, hire them, train them. So I partnered up with the SME, and I put together the training plan, and he conducted the training, right? Facilitated training. So we had the training. So we trained these people onto a new role, right? I didn't know, right? Making more money than I ever have in my career. All because I went through what I went through last year. So the handoff is, if you're obedient and allow spirit to take you through what you need to go through, and you are obedient to what your spirit is nudging you to do, you need to go here, you need to write a letter, you need to set it on fire and put clothes, whatever it is that your spirit is telling you to do, you need to be obedient. Because although I was going through what I went through last summer, fall, and thought I was going to die New Year's Eve, I had made amends. I had made peace with everything that I had done. And I was like, whatever, I know that if I am to leave here, I've sown the seeds I need to sow. I've impacted the people I need to impact. I'm okay with it, right? We're about to cross over into another year, okay? What we consider another year, right? Some of you have already crossed over into another timeline. Some of you need to put closure to some things so that you can cross over into another timeline, right? Because now, when we go into, some of you next year are going to be, opportunities are going to open up for you because you have been obedient. But right now, you don't know what the hell is going on. Let me explain something to you. Trust, 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 trust. Because when you partner up with God and you answer the call to your purpose will not let you go. And grace and mercy are going to be with you through whatever you have to go through. But trust, right? Now, I didn't know what was going on. I was, I was like, man, I don't know. But I kept my heart open, right? And I remember, I'll never forget it. I remember one morning, and this is when, after I found out about my uncle and all this kind of stuff, and I was sitting in my room. Thank you. And I felt it. I was like, this is what love feels like, you know, provision and non-judgment. And oh my goodness. And my my stepmom, she's wonderful. And I just went in and I hugged her and I thanked her. You know, let me tell you something about life, guys. If you allow spirit to take you through whatever you need to get through, it will humble you and it will make you aware. And you will finally understand what love looks and feels like. You'll finally understand it now. And you'll begin to recognize it. And you'll stop allowing people in your life that don't belong there. Because you'll be like, hell, that ain't love. That's love. And all that while I was healing, right? I was healing. Now, what you talk? Well, when you talking about Elijah and Elisha, yeah, I'm getting there. So Elijah and Elisha, right? He was with him for 6 years. You know what the number 6 means? Healing. He was with him to get that healing he needed. So that as he saw him leave, because see, God knows what you're going to ask for before you ask for it, right? So he said, what can I do for you before I go? He said, I want a double portion of your spirit. He said, well, that's gonna cost you something, right? So he went with him for 6 years to get that healing he needed. And he said, if you see it happen, it's for you, right? Now, little did I know that I would be doing what I was doing, called. I knew I was called to be a teacher and everything. So I went through all of that, but I didn't know that the handoff from my uncle would be passed down to me. I didn't know that, but it happened. Now look at me, right? So after Elijah and Elisha, he saw him leave. He picked up his cloak, he picked up the mantle, and he started walking. And he began to see the mighty miracles of God operating through him. And he did have the miracles. And he did have a double portion. Now, yeah, I'm going to talk about it. So I've been seeing like things like double, double, and all that. I'm like, man, I got double. I bought me some scratch offs. I'm like, man, I got double, and I kind of knew what that was. But some of you, it's December now. So get ready. Go through what you need to go through. And this is what I know for sure. For me, the ending was when I went through a health crisis. Where I said, you know what, if I die, I die. I'm okay with it. Because I know if I go, I'm going to a better place. And I did. That old version of me died. I spent New Year's Eve in the emergency room. And when I come out, it was a new year. 3 days later, I was better. And that's when everything began to start. Now, wrapping it up. I'm wrapping it up. So, put my glasses back on so I can see what time it is. So, in February, I just started my job, right? So, February, and I told you guys, if you are, keep your light on. Whatever's for you will find you, right? So I remember, I don't know even know how it happened, but somehow and August Crenshaw, she's gonna be on Spiritual Speaking tomorrow, Sunday, and I met her in January. She and I connected, got to talking, and then somehow because I was connected to her, dig this now, I met Kiki, right? Now Kiki she's launching this TV show and everything. And she was looking for people to interview. And she said, yeah, do I have spaces? John said, yes, I do. I said, listen, I don't have the money right now, but can you hold me a spot for season 1? And I will give you the money such day. I just started my job, right? So she and I had a call. We talked. She said, yes, no problem. Of course, I'll hold the spot for you. I want to interview you. I like what you do on Facebook and this and that. I'm like, great. So we connected. So this was March, April. So May, we had the interview. It was, via, a Zoom and everything, Skype or whatever. And she conducted the interview and everything. And she launched the show, I think it was July 1st, August 1st, I think. August 1st. And my show was to run, I think, September 1st or something like that, right? She launched the show. 10 days later, she dropped dead from a heart attack, right? I was like, man, that's horrible. And I was like, So I'm talking to Michelle, right? And she said, that in order for something to be born, something got to die. And I said, what? Because, and I'm not making light of Kiki. I'm just trying to share with you guys how there's a time and a purpose for everything, right? Now, had I not made the connection with August, which helped me to make the connection to Kiki, would I have known about the opportunity with KP Media? Well, I could stream worldwide now. Where my family in Germany, and my family in California, and my family in Mississippi, and whoever could be watching me, and I could be streaming simultaneously on Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, and on my television, on your television. Because I trusted. I didn't understand it, and it wasn't comfortable, but I trusted. And I yielded to where Spirit was taking me. All through summer, fall, right? Everything I was going through, healing, getting that all worked out. When I crossed over into 2020, January, February, boom, 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 March, April, everything. So people may say, oh, 2020 has been a horrible year. Well, 2020 has been the best year of my life. So let me share something with you. I'm going to wrap this up. If you are obedient and if you trust, then, and keep your heart open, whatever's for you is going to find you. And the characters in your play called life, they are playing a part. And the people that you meet, the connections you make are all linked, thank you, Spirit, are all linked to your purpose, right? Consider your purpose like a chain, links in a chain. You meet this purpose, you make that connection, you connect with that, and then boom, next thing you know, you have this long chain that's helping guide you in your purpose. But if you decide to be evil, mean, wicked, and nasty, then all you're doing is delaying the inevitable. Because then your purpose is going to keep knocking on the door of your heart until the day you get up out of here. So why not decide to say, you know what? I'm going to go through whatever I need to go through. Because even if nothing happens, I'd much rather be who I was purposed to be. That's my reminder. Be who I was purposed to be. To fulfill my purpose. Because you know what? I'm telling y'all, 2020, We know. We don't learn now. We don't learn. None of this stuff mean nothing. Relationships. You stuck in a relationship. You don't find out. I shouldn't have married this joker. I shouldn't have been in this relationship. I shouldn't have. I should. That's what we learned this year. I shouldn't have. It ain't too late. What's your spirit telling you to do? But see, you got to get into a space where you open, where you can hear. Don't let your ego be telling you, because your ego have you. Your ego have you somewhere he's out of a dumpster. But your spirit. Good morning. Your spirit. If you open, your spirit will lead and guide you into all truth, and you'll know what you need to do, and then your steps will be ordered. And make no mistake, when you start walking in your purpose, you will be so sensitive, right? Because you have been through so much that your spirit will immediately tell you, don't say that. Don't do that. Give that back. You're just walking in complete harmony, right? They say in complete obedience. I agree with that. You're walking in complete harmony and obedience with what? Spirit, God in you is guiding you, right? And then your light will get brighter and brighter. That's your purpose now. Get brighter and brighter. And although you're going through pain, it's only a phase, a part of a cycle. Pain, purpose, and then promotion. Go through the pain because there's certain things that you need to be pruned away from you, and you need to go through to get things to shape in the molding. That's painful. It's painful to be shaped and molded, as God is working with you. That's painful. You know why? Because your ego, right? It's your ego that makes it painful. But when you finally die, allow your ego to die and just yield, it becomes easier. He says, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. That's where I think that comes from. And then it becomes easier, and you're like, okay, yes. A lot of people say they want to do this and shape and mold God. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Because your ego. I'm telling you, your ego gonna keep all that stuff that you need to experience. And you're just delaying the inevitable. Because guess who's gonna win? All them years I'm sitting there doing cocaine and reading the Bible scriptures. Look who won. I'm glad about it. My purpose won. So before the foundation of the world, you and God had a conversation. And you began to write out your story, right? Script writer, the producer got together. You write out your story. You begin to draw up the terms and conditions of your contract. And you had, okay, these characters, all of it designed to shape and mold you for your purpose, right? Because you were purposed before the foundation of the world, right? So in order to be purposed, you have to go through planning, you have to go through all of that. And you and God had a conversation. Said this was the type of life you're going to have because of the purpose that you accepted before the foundation of the world. Ain't that deep? So you accepted, I'm going to be this. These are, okay, so I'm going to need these types of individuals in my life to help guide me along my way. These characters in your play called life, right? You're playing a part that's designed around your purpose. Okay? So you chose the actors and characters and all this kind of stuff. And you and God work through every variable, every decision. So if I make this decision, that's going to happen. All of that's been mapped out. It's all been worked out, right? So it don't matter. Whatever decision you make, you're going to still get to your destination called your purpose, right? So getting together and all this stuff. So now it's going to make a little more sense to you. God, that's why she's my auntie. That's why he's my uncle. That's why he was my husband. That's why that joker was my husband for 6 minutes. It begins to make sense to you. but only if you allow yourself to be open to understand that there's a time and a purpose under heaven, and that your life is purposed for something. So if you don't think that you matter and all, yes, you do. You do. So start connecting the dots. Go someplace where you can think and hear. Just start thinking. That's right. And believe it or not, Spirit's gonna tell you. The God in you is gonna help you understand and connect the dots called your life. And then you can get up every day with the purpose and the meaning that this is the day and I'm gonna be who I'm supposed to be, who I'm purposed to be, and stop playing a part and being some character that's not, and reading from a script that's not written for you. When you accept and pick up the mantle called your purpose, then it will be as if the words just flow. Why? Because you're reading from your script, not nobody else's. Okay? So, the pain, the purpose, the passing, and the promotion. You will go through these phases, these cycles, but the end result will be promotion. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Your purpose has promotion tied to it. So when you change your perspective, good day, Dr. Wayne. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So now that you have a new perspective on what the hell is going on in your life, now you can get up every day knowing that it's purposed. This pain I'm going through, it's purposed. It's purposed because it's purposed to bring me promotion. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. I want to thank you for sharing. I want to thank you for catching a replay. This was a very special message for me. And I'm glad I was able to share it with you guys without, bawling my eyes out every 30 seconds. I got a little messy, but I held it together. Thank you, Spirit. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for sharing. I want to thank you for catching a replay. Make sure you guys tune in and watch Spiritually Speaking Sunday. We have August with Lee Crenshaw. Michelle, she's out. She's taking care of her health, and we just send all that healing power energy her way. And I know that she's going to come through victorious because I came through victorious. It was a little scary at first, but once I accepted it, and I believe that for you, my love. And she'll be coming back whenever she tells me she's coming back. But August is going to be joining me Sunday on Spiritual Speaking, and she's going to be talking about her no more trauma summit, right? So she and I are going to be, just talking, and she's going to be letting everybody know about the summit, and it starts next week, right? But it's a virtual summit, and it's totally different. And I'm going to be a part of the. I'm going to be joining. I'm going to be watching it. I'm probably won't be able to do all of it, but make no mistake, I'm going to go back and catch it. So she'll be letting us know about a little bit more about this summit, and so she and I'll be talking on Spiritually Speaking. Don't know what topic gonna be, but I know it's gonna be geared around some type of trauma because everybody done experienced some of that. And if you've experienced some type of trauma, you're gonna want to tune in Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the KP Media Network. I'm streaming on Facebook. I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm streaming on Periscope. I'm streaming on Twitter. What else? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Periscope. And if you got a Roku television, Android, Amazon Fire, you got smart TV, you can be watching me. I'm everywhere. Okay. So tune in and join me Sunday on Spiritually Speaking with August Crenshaw, where we're going to be talking about the No More Trauma Summit. So you guys want to join. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching again, sharing, and catching a replay. And until next week. Hot dog. You want to say hello to everybody? Huh? Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Look, bored out of his mind. Say aloha, dog. Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, yeah. So until next week, guys, thank you so much for watching again. And saying love. Now let me find that thing so I can run it. Where is it? Where is it? Da da da. Oh, we'll do that one. Okay. Thank you, guys. Love you. Thank you for enjoying the show. If you have an awesome product or service that you would like Vanessa to promote, go to www.vanessaklinger.com/show sponsor, and we'll get back to you. We have monthly sponsorship programs, ad slots, all kinds. Look, bored out of his mind. Say aloha, dog. Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, yeah. So until next week, guys, thank you so much for watching again. And saying love. Now let me find that thing so I can run it. Where is it? Where is it? Da da da. Oh, we'll do that one. Okay. Thank you, guys. Love you. Thank you for enjoying the show. If you have an awesome product or service that you would like Vanessa to promote, go to www.vanessaklinger.com/show sponsor, and we'll get back to you. We have monthly sponsorship programs, ad slots, all kinds of wonderful, great things to promote your product or service. Contact Vanessa today.